Ah, they got it. I'm waiting for these to come back in. Oop. Thanks. I need
376.
Takes away the angle. And then the helmet's off, negated all of it. And negates all that terrific effort.
Allergy to shellfish.
Peanuts.
I should write this down. Hey, what's your Wi-Fi password?
The names of our kids.
Well, that's not helpful.
Just okay is not okay, especially when it comes to your network. AT&T is America's best.
I reiterate, why the hell would you put a movie theater on top of a mountain? Or at least on a mountain in general. I wish they had this in the regular full DVD Blu-ray combo pack. I guess this will do for now. Screw it, I'm getting the Steelbook. Even though I don't have a 4K HD DVD, even though I don't have 4K Ultra HD, I have the first movie on a Steelbook Blu-ray, so I'm getting it. Alright, so I did buy the Pre-2 Steelbook, but I know what you're thinking, it's the 4K Ultra HD and Blu-ray version. I don't have a 4K Ultra HD player. I've only bought one other 4K release, and that was the Jurassic Park Steelbook set from back in the summer. I'll put a link to that video where I bought that one. But the reason why I bought this one was because I have the first Creed film on a Steelbook Blu-ray DVD combo pack, and this one does have the Blu-ray with it. So I figure as long as I have that, I'm good. Plus, I don't know, man. I like this one here. I like the Steelbooks much better than just the regular cases because I want to make sure that my Blu-rays are safe. They don't get torn up by the pets or anything. So, yeah, like I said, as long as I have the Blu-ray for it, I should be good on that front. But I also picked up Instant Family, which is from the same guys that did Daddy's Home. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about this. It has the certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I actually heard it actually is a funny movie, so I'm kind of curious to check it out myself. I did want to go see it during the time it was in theaters, but I just never got around to it because of the holidays and other movies that came out around that time. So, yeah, looking forward to this one. I'm really looking forward to seeing if this is any good or not. It is the one season I don't have. Maybe I should buy these for whenever Antonio Brown gets traded to the Raiders, if he gets traded there at all. It's been 24 hours, dude. What the heck? That's hilarious. So I was getting ready to edit this latest episode of Movie Stop, but then this happened just as I was about to get ready. Looks like Antonio Brown is going to the Oakland Raiders. See if I can find the $30 million. Let me see what it says. Look at that. 38 is Antonio Brown's 3-year haul will increase from $38.9 million to $50 million per source. I want to know what the Steelers got from that. Hopefully that'll come up soon. And just as I was doing that last part, this came up. Oh, so they only got so they got a 3rd round and a 5th round pick in this year's draft. Doesn't really seem like a whole lot, but hey, what do I know? Then again, this was getting ridiculously crazy. And apparently it got even bigger. And there's my tweet. So let's hope this is actually true. Which is probably going to be coming up right about now, maybe.
Path to the draft. Our experts get you
not yet. So far, this is the only bit of news they've had so far.
With him for a gain of 2. That's Matt Asiata, but we haven't seen a whole lot of.
Season's biggest question has been answered. That's Antonio Brown's next team. AB tweeting a picture of himself in a Raiders uniform. So trading in the yellow and black for the black and silver, the Steelers reaching an agreement to trade the 4-time All-Pro to Oakland for a 5th-round pick and a 3rd-round pick. The clock was ticking with AB due to receive a $2.5 million roster bonus March 17th. He even said yesterday that an announcement will be coming soon, and now here we are. So he'll be Derek Carr's new top target. And for more on how all this went down here in the past 24 hours, is bringing our NFL Network insider, Ian Rappaport, who joins me via telephone. Ian, this came together, I guess, rather quickly after the Bills' potential trade fell through. How did this thing come together?
Yeah, I mean, my understanding, as soon as the Bills deal fell through, there were a couple teams who kind of stepped in and tried to rescue this and eventually tried to make this Antonio Brown deal happen. One was the Philadelphia Eagles, were involved. just on a limited basis, but of course Howie Roseman was on. He always calls during trades. This was another example, just to check in and see. And then the big team was the Oakland Raiders, and this really has been the team throughout the entire process that has stayed in the mix, stayed connected to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and tried to get this deal done. In the end, what the Oakland Raiders end up doing is trading for Antonio Brown, sending a third-round pick and a fifth-round pick in exchange for AB. And then what has happened really over the course of the last 24 hours has been the Raiders negotiating with agent Drew Rosenhaus to try to get Antonio Brown that new contract that he has wanted. And, for AB, the contract has actually been one of the main things that was the stumbling block throughout. It wasn't really the trade compensation. It was always going to be somewhere between the value of a second rounder or the value of a third rounder. Now it's actually the value of a third rounder plus. But this really was about the contract that AB, as part of this deal, does in fact get a new contract that makes him one of the highest paid receivers in the NFL. That is one of the things that he comes away with this, that helps him come away with this as one of the biggest winners.
Yeah, AB looks to be coming out of the thing pretty clean. Let me ask you, who did it come down to? Because the Titans and Redskins were apparently in the mix late. Was this a one-team track for AB here in the last 24 hours?
Well, it was the Philadelphia Eagles dipped their toe in the water a little bit, but really this was about the Oakland Raiders. And, of course, the Steelers lost a lot of their leverage when the Bills deal fell through. There weren't a lot of suitors. So, teams like the Titans and the Redskins, those teams fell by the wayside early. And so the Raiders were kind of one of the, really the favorite throughout. The Bills obviously jumped in there, tried to do a deal a couple of days ago, did not happen. And the Raiders stayed in contact and just tried to make sure that they could get that deal done with Antonio Brown. And as far as what that deal actually looks like, I mean, he basically took that big contract that he got with the Steelers, added new money that makes it worth around $19 million. Here's the deal he's got left. It's 3 years, $50.125 billion. He used to have only $38.925 million. He gets $54.125 million guaranteed, and of that deal, 30.125 is fully guaranteed. So that is what Antonio Brown's win at the end of all this comes. And by the way, quarterback Derek Carr for the Raiders, who has been pushing for this deal for some time, he has already made contact with Brown. That relationship obviously key to making this whole thing work.
Yeah, this was quite the drama, to say the least. Just watching this entire process with AB. After the Bills deal fell through, a lot of folks felt like the leverage kind of shifted at that point. Just how much control did Antonio Brown have in terms of his next destination?
No, he had a lot of control. I mean, he was in a situation, I think, with, basically that a lot of star players, really big-time star players would be in, which is to say, unless everything is perfect, I may not show up. And that is a lot of leverage right there. We've seen, over the last couple of years, players really exert their leverage with whether or not they're going to show. Le'Veon Bell did the exact same thing. Basically said to the Steelers this year, I'm using my own power to not show up. And I think for Antonio Brown, the right to not show up is something that made sure that the Bills deal didn't happen. And in this deal, the Raiders knew that if they wanted it, there were certain contractual things they needed to do. And getting him a new deal was one now at a max value for that new deal to make $54.125 million over the next 3 years.
So Mike Mayock's first big trade happens to be a huge one. And you look at John Gruden now, he's got a brand new toy for Derek Carr to throw to. How does he play in this, and how does he plan to use this new talented receiver, arguably the best in the game right now?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what Mike Mayock inherited when he took over the Raiders. I mean, obviously they got a lot of first-round picks. They got 3 of them. They had spent last year trading away big-time assets like Leo Mack, big-time assets like Amari Cooper, and now they get one of the best receivers in the NFL. All the issues that came with it, of course, but one of the best receivers in the NFL, and all they gave up was a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick. Now, they gave him some money, too. The money was a big deal, and having to pay someone to be the highest paid receiver in the NFL that's capital, and that obviously affects the value greatly. But essentially, what the Raiders did was they traded the
Here we go. That's the redo.
Yeah, I mean, the hope is that it's a place that can welcome him and a place that can kind of deal with the issues off the field. And he has been very upfront about not wanting a quarterback who will call him out in the media. Derek Carr is never going to call out Antonio Brown in the media. Derek Carr is never going to.
So you say.
In the media that would reflect on anyone in a negative way. Derek Carr is. That's obviously about a change. And look, I mean, it was time for a change. I mean, it was time for Antonio Brown. It was time for Antonio Brown to move on from the Steelers. That relationship had clearly run its course. But it is fair that a lot of the issues he had in Pittsburgh, he's not going to have in Oakland. It's not going to be a bad locker room, for instance. And it's interesting now. I mean, look, it's a couple of days before free agency, and the Raiders now added a really big piece. They started to play well at the end of the year this year. We'll see how much better they can get pretty quickly, and adding one of the best receivers in the NFL, certainly on the field, does not hurt.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Since 2010, no receivers had more receiving touchdowns, receiving yards, or receptions than Antonio Brown. So moves like this don't come without a domino effect, and obviously this is going to have a big effect on free agency as we get set to start the new league year. How might this affect the wide receiver market and some moves we could see coming here in free agency?
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders were a team that were in the mix for some of the top receivers. It is possible. I mean, especially, to look at maybe some of the top slot receivers, because there's not a lot of true number ones out there. There's just not. So, it probably takes them off the board for a big money receiver, but, they're still expected to be in the mix for some of these slot guys, and that's really what there is right now. With guys like the Jamison Crowder and Adam Humphries, those are really, really good, versatile, essentially slot receivers. And, I know they've kind of planned for one of those, and I still think they could sign one.
Keep in mind, this is a team that had Martavis Bryant, Doug Martin, Jordy Nelson, and Jared Cook on their team last year, and they only won, what was it, 3 games?
They added a player before free agency. It's probably better for make sure football.
I gotta see this for myself. Let me see.
Available right now, and that is what the Oakland Raiders did. And as you look at this trade and assess it for value, they got a great football player, and that's a very big deal.
All right, Ian Rappaport joining us on the phone. We appreciate it once again, Ian. And again, the big news breaking late tonight. Antonio Brown's next destination has been decided. The Oakland Raiders of the
4-12.